So I have this save state here. See, I take Adderall, so I don't need cocaine. Have fun at the gym, man. And thank you for the luck. I'm hoping that this goes well. I feel like it went pretty well Monday or Tuesday. I felt like I covered a lot of stuff that I wanted to cover. Alright, this is fine. I'm just practice wanna get my hands going. Damn. Damn. Alright. But this area is a lot harder to talk about. The early games like got some hard stuff that I know how to do. The late games got a lot of hard stuff that I don't know how to do. I think the stuff I do know how to do is hard to explain. So I want to make sure I'm like fully awake before I start. Fuck. I know you can do a hover off a chew or a hess off a chew, but I don't know the timing. But I never need to do a hess off a chew. I guess there's technically this hess. God, if I can fucking get there. Damn it. I was trying to get over the bridge, but I'm not very good at getting to the bridge and hessing. I don't know the minimap very well for this area. Man, I'm so bad at that. There's this hess. Fuck. That hess is kind of rough. I got a full S, I guess. Did I just drop it? Oh, look at that, I dropped it. But I believe this house doesn't save very much time. Alright, I guess I should start the actual process. And not just sitting here practicing random stuff. Alright. So last time I ended with fighting the dead hand, and today I'm gonna start with doing boat skip. For no MWW, I recommend doing boat skip with the bomb. And this is the position that you are in right after opening the hover root chest. What's up, Early and Hunter? He already has an emote of Clint in the sunglass in the glasses. What the fuck? I like how it's a mango emote. Jesus Christ. Alright. The first thing I want to show is if you fuck up this trick, say I do this, and I'm no longer in the position, wing. I want to show the exact position that you need to be in for it to work again. Up against the chest, right here. You can ESS down, and it's like you just open the chest. I like how it's literally just the fact that he hasn't shaved. Poor guy. It's a good photo too. I like his hoodie. The game is really dark. Oh my god, it is. Alright, I'll turn up the brightness in this area. Oh, that. trying to adjust saturation to look good too. I think like that is probably my best. Is that much better? Alright. Cool. So once you're actually in this position, what you're gonna want to do, target, do a side hop, side roll, retarget. You have to do 2 sword slashes, but you have to hold your shield at the end of the sword slash. When you hold your shield at the end of the sword slash, or any like movement with Link, he'll kind of stop where he is and hold shield. So like, he won't move forward. If you do a get up attack or like a jump slash, see how he kind of like goes back. But if you hold shield, he stays in that spot that it lands in, versus going back. So you move forward versus just slashing your sword. So 1, 2, slash, slash. And then you're going to want to do 2 ESS turns to the left. 1, 2. Alright, so now you've gotten the position for the backflip. Before you do the backflip though, you need to drop the bomb. If you insta-drop the bomb, you can't see it because you dropped it to the right. And you want to see the bomb. So a strat that a lot of people do is they actually seek here and hold the bomb like this until they're ready to go, and they time it. But what you can also do is get it above your head and flip back. And if you do it quick enough, you can actually see the bomb. Like that. So I can still kind of see the bomb, or when I'm holding Z, so that I can know when to roll. And you want to roll. I've never really looked at the frames for this, so I should probably actually do that to see when exactly you want to roll. So I'll do it away from the door so you can see, or away from the chest. So that was like 4th black bomb, which was early. This is 5th flashing red, which would have been late. I think that one actually worked. I just had wrong backflip frame. Yeah, I keep going super late. But it's a deceptively early timing. Alright. So back to actually doing the trick. After you get the roll, there's one frame that you can backflip on. Normal mega backflips have like 2 frames, I believe. But for this backflip, it's very specifically this frame. I'm gonna like get it without the pause menu. Let's see how he's like just starting to reel his head back and his shield's starting to come out. This is the only frame that this trick works. And if you backflip on any other frame, you might get like there are a couple. I think there's one other frame where the backflip works, but you don't actually get the ground clip, which is the part of the trick that matters. So let me, repause. So right here, you're just gonna wanna, out of the pause, mash a backflip. You have to wait until you get past the chest, in which case you're going to equip the hover boots, and then hold down, followed by holding up left. And then you can mash hook shot to make sure that when you land you don't go anywhere. So there are actually 2 strats for after you land. But I'm going to first show what the room looks like. So if you mash hook shot after holding up left, the room looks like this. Right, and you can, the door over that you want to get to is over there. Yada yada yada. But you start out right here. So a strat that I used to do, and this is like the easiest, slowest movement possible, so I would do a full ESS turn to the left, which I guess here it doesn't work. So let me do the trick one more time. So I kind of like showed around the room. Alright, so you land here. So I'll do an ESS all the way to the left. Quick spin, or I do a, not a quick spin, but a hold B and charge spin, and then afterwards I'd hold shield, which gives me this angle, and then I can just hold forward. Shooking you right here every time. You'll always just grab the ledge, and once you grab the ledge, you're on this platform. In which case I would then do another one of those and a couple like ESS turns to get up to this door, because you normally can't see. And then I would go up to the door, and once I start hitting it, I would just try and Z target the door. Something I am going to talk about though, if you notice when I Z target right here, I'm like kind of facing right up against the door, but here's the edge of the door, and I'm kind of angled a little bit to the right. It's just a slightly different angle. Normally you can't see this, you kind of just have to know if you're too close to the ledge or not, and if you are, just kind of assume that you don't have the right angle and go to the center, like, you know, reposition yourself in the center of the room, or anywhere in this portion of the door, so you can get the right target. The other method, which I'm going to show without the collision view, which is the faster, more difficult method. I don't even know if it's more difficult, it's just scary. It's kind of just hoping that everything went according to plan. And holding an angle. Fuck. but it's hold down, hold up left. Yeah, you can actually kind of see how as soon as I didn't hold down, I held like a down right. So instead of sliding to the spot that I wanted to be in, I landed outside of the map. I thought maybe I just fucked up the camera and it was okay, but nope. You're gonna hold up left. After you land, take a big step and then just hold up. And if you don't do it right, you just fall and it sucks. Like, it's a much more precise trick. So you need to take one step after you land exactly and then hold up left, or up. I'm just gonna make my... No, I'm not. Yeah, see there? I went slightly too far. When you go slightly too far, you kind of just have to assume... Because, like, when you're walking at it, you're walking on, like, the edge. You're doing, like, this. This is kind of the angle you have. And you land right about here. So if you keep going, you go here. Like, and go over. But if you side hop, you can get back on. But that trick, that method is obviously much faster, but it is... Like, I don't want to say it's less safe, but it's definitely scarier. If you do it right, it's just as safe. But you have to do it right, and there's no really, like, backups. You're in a blind, unloaded room, and if you fuck it up, you just fall. Which generally means that the run's over. I do think that Shadow Temple is the only time in this game where this run is kind of irritating. Because it's such a quick area, and you can fuck it up at any time. That's an example of me getting it. I think I'm close to the edge right now, though. I feel like I'm targeting not the middle of the door, so I'm just going to walk a little bit to the right and then retarget the door. Yeah. And once you get to this position here, just up against the door, you now have to somehow get past this door, which is the next fun part. And there are two different ways to do this. One of them is with bomb shoes, and one of them is with bombs. The bomb shoe method is easier in a... So the bomb shoe method is a lot easier, but I highly recommend, if you can stomach it, learning the bomb method, because it makes the rest of the game easier. In my opinion, this is just the route that I do. You don't have to do this route. But I think this is the best route for someone in the beginner to intermediate. Like, not very beginner, but you're moving towards intermediate. It's worth learning this trick. But it's... To get up to the door, I'm going to get rid of the surface view because it actually adds a lot of lag. You line it up, do an ESS right, back walk. Don't hold anything and just stand back up. And then I do like super slow. I retarget to make sure I have the right angle. ESS left. back up a little bit, roll into the door. And then here I hold a bomb over my head, drop it, go to the left or to the right. And then here you need to take your sword out with a quick draw. So you need to hit Z, or like while holding Z, I need to hit shield and then sword. So that was me swinging my sword, so I lose the position and it's all ruined. You need to do, when it's put away, I can't even get it. Yeah, that. It's B and then shield. It's like you take out your sword, but you don't actually swing it, so you keep the same position. If you ever fuck up this position, you can always just go back up to the door, retarget, ESS right, walk off, target, ESS left. Alright. So when I actually make this YouTube video, I'm going to have pictures of all of the bomb frames, because this shit's actually really fucking specific. Because there are 4 frames where this trick works, and you have to do something different on every one of those frames. You hold Z on all of them. But I think this frame, let me see if I can go one more. So this frame right here is actually the backup frame, which is where you just hold left. You have to actually untarget, retarget, hold left and shield. Which I don't think I retargeted, so I failed. This trick's fun. Turn collision view back on so I can get into a point where I can set a save state. But I'm going to show the 3 different bomb explosions. Like just the frames, not even trying to do anything with them. I guarantee you that if you learn how to do this with bombs, you will be happy. Like, I put in the time to learn how to do this with bombs, and now I'm decently good at it, and it's so much more just like, because you only have 6 chews, right? At this point in the run, if you haven't done any chew tricks, you have 6 chews. And you can use a chew here, or you can save it, and then you have 6 bomb shoes to do Spirit Hover with, which makes Spirit Hover not that hard, which means that later in the run you get to have a 3 or 4 minute time save that's not that hard. So I'm here. I don't think I've walked off yet. Okay, I had. Retarget, ESS left, backwalk, roll in. Cat. These are the frames that work. I think it's this frame where the bomb's... No, so it's this frame here where the bomb is kind of pink. This frame here where the bomb is blue. And this frame here where the bomb is blue again in the exact same way. All 3 of those frames work. I'm gonna actually like take a clip of those 3 frames to show exactly what they are. Because it's those 3, and the 2 are really hard to tell apart. On the first one of those frames where the bomb was kind of pink, You need to be holding Z to do a vertical slash, and then hold left. So it's Z vertical slash shield hold left, and that gets you that to work. Next frame is the first blue frame, in which case you need to hold Z or let go of Z, do a horizontal slash and shield, then hold Z and hold left. On the third frame, you just do the horizontal slash, which means you have to let go of Z, horizontal slash, rehold Z, no shield, and hold and move left. All of them will get you the first frame ledge clip thing. Is what you want is when you grab the ledge, the first frame that Link grabs the ledge is the big red frame on the bomb. So I told you there were 4 frames where this works. So that was the third frame. So let's say you pause on the first frame, or you pause on like right before the first frame, and then you try to pause buffer and you go to this frame. In which case, you know, you went past all 3 of those. You now need to let go of Z, and you need to wait for this frame. And on this frame, which is so it's the next first blue frame, you just need to retarget, hold shield, and walk left. So there's no sword involved at all. I do think you need to hit shield though. Basically, the shield thing delays you by a frame, which is why there's one setup where you horizontal slash and shield, and one setup where you just horizontal slash and they're a frame apart. So I think on that frame you need to just hold shield, because I got big blue, which is 1 frame early. So this here is the first pink frame. So I'm gonna try and see if I can just pause. And do a frame by frame. So I'm holding right, or I'm holding left, Z, and shield. And the first frame that I grab, the ledge, I have big red. So that means next frame is going to explode, and on this frame, I need to hit Z. So then I retarget, the bomb explodes. And I'm in the boss room. Woo! So that's the first frame again. Now the next frame, just let go of shield, do that slash. So that's big red. Oh my god, I actually hit a save state button. God damn it. I think this was actually third blue frame, so I don't shield. Yeah. I went a frame late on the pause. But it's really hard to tell the difference between the two blue frames. A trick that you can do is if you pause on a blue frame, just assume you have the first one and do a pause buffer. If you pause buffer to the next frame and it's still blue, you're on the second blue frame and you can hold left. You can do the horizontal slash and hold left. So if you get this frame right here, just pause buffer again. And you'll see the fuse move when you know you got the pause buffer. The pause buffering in this room is actually entirely random. So there. This is now the second frame of the blue, exactly the same blue bomb frame. God damn it. Yeah, unfortunately it is actually random on N64 to pause buffer in this room. If you notice, the lag counter goes up. The little number in the top right is a lag counter. Every time I pause and unpause, there's a different amount of lag. Which means that the frames, it ends up being a different timing every time. And there's actually been testing done on this. And they have proved that it's different every time. Because everyone was always like, man, it's so hard to pause buffer in this room. Why is it so hard? Well, because it's random. So some runs have dampe, some runs have pause buffering. But that's only on N64, so don't worry about it if you're playing on Virtual Console. So I'm gonna try and actually get the trick to work on all four methods of the bomb, just to kind of show it. That was late. So if you actually do get the first frame, like if I get the first frame ledge grab, but the bomb frame was wrong, it will just put you back up onto the ledge, and that's fine for the most part. This trick does damage you, so you need at least half a heart. Or you need more than half a heart. But if you fail it by going like one frame late, you just fall and die, and it's awesome. I recommend that if you're doing this in a run, like you're learning the run and you're doing this section, what you want to do is pause and save right before you open the hover boots, so that when you come back here, like if you fail any part of the trick, you can just load your save and come back. It's something that's worth practicing and failing in a run. It's worth getting better at, because the alternative takes like 5 or 6 minutes, and that's done well. And that's 5 or 6 minutes longer than this, and I don't feel like this is that hard. I think So the ground clip is not hard. It takes a lot of learning, but once you learn it and get familiar with it, it's not that hard anymore. It's just something you have to do a lot. Similar to dot skip that I talked about earlier. Dot skip is something that's really hard to get a grasp on, but once you get it, you kind of just got it. It's like riding a bike. Similarly with the ground clip to get to do boat skip, it's called ground clip boat skip. That trick is also kind of like riding a bike, and it's really difficult to understand at first, and you fall a bunch. But once you start not falling, you just start getting it every time. And then you can start doing like no hands and shit, which is, you know, bufferless or pauseless, whatever you want to call it, unbuffered. This trick, on the other hand, the bomb method, is very hard. It's very complicated. You have to watch for a lot of specific frames. It's very obnoxious and it sucks. I think it's worth putting the time into, but that's just me. If you don't want to put the time into it, there's a bomb shoe method. The bomb shoe method is you go to the center of the room, right? So you go to this door here. You're going to want to slash twice. ESS right. Walk off. Alright. I need to get rid of that collision viewer again. And take out a bomb shoe. And you're going to wait for the third black shoe. So 1, 2, and then 3. And the next frame, which I'm just gonna pause to it because it's hard for me to do the other thing, like the frame advance. So right now, like, Link's got his foot pointing towards the door. You want to go one more frame, like that. You want to start seeing the shoe, and then you roll. And the first frame that he grabs the ledge, you hold Z. It's definitely a trick that needs to be slowed down. I'm going to try in my actual tutorial to slow it down and explain the whole trick. It's hard to do it. I guess I shouldn't say like actual tutorial. Because this is just kind of a live... I kind of decided that I'm doing like a live tutorial. It's more of like a practice. / I can ask questions. Other people can ask questions. Like, what else would you like me to show? So that I get a good idea of what people want and need to see. So, like, I can show what happens if you fail this. Or what happens if you have the first red frame versus, or the third red frame, or, here's something. Let's say you're at the edge of the door right here, right? And do the 2 slashes. You know, go off, back on, retarget. Do the chew, 1, 2, 3, go off. You're gonna notice the chew kind of just explodes. For the longest time, I didn't know why the fucking chew would just explode. And it's because I targeted this thing. If you target this guy, and then do the 2 slashes, and, you know, ESS right, off, go back up. It's different timing for if you do that or that. But you notice how if I do it correctly, the bomb just explodes. But if I go here, 2 slashes, one, 2, 3, black. The bomb does not explode. It goes all the way around as intended, as planned. You can tell that I haven't fed the cat because she just showed up on my face. Alright, so this is the part of the tutorial where I tell you if you're speedrunning, you always lock your cats up in a different room. Very important lesson. Because they might like get on your keyboard, or they might get on whatever you use to split. Push that button. They might get on your reset button. They might turn off your N64. The power button's literally just a button. They can just step on that shit. Yeah, you're just gonna step on my N64, aren't you? Little turd. So what you want to do is you want to get your cat and you want to reposition them. After you reposition the cat, the optimal strat is to give them some food. And they will leave you the fuck alone. And then the safe strat is to lock the door on them. In another word. I'm trying to think of some other... This trick is really weird. A lot of wacky stuff can happen. I remember one time I had everything right. And I clipped into the door. But then I landed inside the door rather than going through it. And it was like some very, very specific, I doubt I could recreate it, but I landed in the door and then walked into the loading zone. Which I had never seen before in my entire life, and people that I showed it to were just like, huh, I knew this was theoretically possible, but the fuck? But this version is much easier, you just have to pause. So I'll try going early real quick. So this here is one before it's black. This is actually fucked. I lost the angle entirely. And you do not hold shield on those, you just slash. 1, 2, 3. That's too early. You can only go 1 frame early and 1 frame late, I believe. I do want to double check that though. So that's a frame early. The pause buffering thing is still shitty. Oh my god. I hit the fucking save state button again. I need to move that button. Alright. I think I was a roll early too. Yep. When you roll early, this happens and you just get sad. What's up, mutant? I'm trying to show people what happens when you do this trick early and late. But more or less, making a Twitch tutorial for no IMWW for N64 1.0. But the way I've decided to do this is I'm going to do the whole tutorial on Twitch, and then I'm going to completely refilm an actual tutorial and edit it on YouTube and yada yada yada, and do voiceovers and all that actual stuff. But I wanted to do one on Twitch first to kind of know what is important and what is not important, and like what I can talk about that just so I don't forget anything. Essentially, I'm making my script live and practicing stuff, which also gives people the ability to ask questions that maybe I didn't think of, so that I can show that off and then have footage of that for making the video later. Yeah, I knew I rolled early. The fuck? Alright, so let's have some suck. This just in. I don't do this trick very often. 2 frames, 1 frame. Hey. Yeah. So frame early does not work. It's basically what I was trying to show you. Frame early doesn't work. Frame late does work, but it damages you. So optimally you want to go on the black frame. So this is the black frame. See if I can go one more. One more frame. Ta-da! Alright. Moving on to the last part of Shadow Temple. One of the main reasons to play on the N64 versus the Virtual Console. Because I just showed you the reason to not play an N64, which is that the game lags out the ass and you're miserable the whole time. But on the upside, if you drop a bomb into the Bongo Bongo, correctly, so I think you actually have to do it like over here. You spawn his hurt box. And you can just always keep dropping bombs in the center of the stage and they'll keep hurting him. And you can even just start killing him. And this is something they patched in the 1.2 version, which is what the virtual console has to play. And you can just straight up kill him as per usual, despite the fact that you never actually have to fight him. It's very quick. But there is a setup for it. There are actually 2 setups for it right now. 2 main setups. The first one, side hop, do like the stab, and then jump slash. This is another one of those things where you kind of just do it really quickly. But you get ISG so that you can stand in here on top of him after jump slashing so that it does maximum damage and you kill him. Very quick. It does use 2 bombs, however. So another strat. Is just landing in there and timing your jump slashes. Or your crouch stabs. But you always want to start with the side hop left, forward stab, jump slash, and then quick drop the bomb while you're getting up from the jump slash so that it like drops immediately into the hole. And then you can either drop the second bomb to get ISG off of the bomb, because as I talked about in the last video, ISG is just swinging your sword and then interrupting it with anything, such as talking, picking up something. Usually it's those 2, but it's like talking to Navi or interacting with something with A. But anything to get bomb, gotta drop the bomb so that bongo spawns, and then you need to do the jump slash so that you have something that I have not explained called power crouch stab, which is whatever damage you do, like whatever your last damage source was, is what damage your crouch stabs do. So say you do a jump slash with the master sword, which is 4 damage, all of my jump slashes are now 4 damage. If I had the Big Goron sword and did a jump slash with that, all of my crouch stabs would be whatever damage that was. I think Big Goron sword's like 6 damage? Yeah. Both of these methods are fast. One of them just saves a bomb. And then you kill Bongo, and it's great. What's up, Delta Freeze? I'm glad to hear how your morning's going. That sounds like a good morning. Alright. So generally, after you do all of those things, you have like 1.5 hearts or 1 heart left. I generally get here with 1 heart left. So I like to grab this heart container. It loses like 10 seconds and adds a lot of safety. And it's also right there. It's right there. It's very close to the floor. It's not slow, but it's safe. So I grab it. I think there's like probably 20 people who don't grab it. Maybe. Might be less than that. It's worth grabbing. And then you get into this hole. Because we can't skip it, because that's the name of the category. And that's the only reason. If we change the name, we'd be able to skip it. I think you lose like 5 seconds. But also, if you die, you lose like a lot more. And taking damage in this category is really easy. Alright. Just don't die. That, yep. You can also just not die. Moving on to Enter Wasteland. This is probably going to take me a few days to do the second half of this run. Both. I like Zelda games. I like speedrunning. I think the Zelda speedrun is like really interesting. Just like the way, the reasons why the things in this game work are interesting to me. So something I'm going to make this like separate to the tutorial. Is something for this run, this route, whatever, this category. I'm probably gonna need help for it because I can't actually do everything. But I'm going to get timings for all of the Hesses in this run compared to the alternative methods. Because I really think a lot of people get overwhelmed by Hessing and they think, oh, it's so fast. When I watch ZFG, he does 8,000 Hesses in his run and he's just going all over the place. This isn't 100%. We don't have that many bombs. And we don't have very many places where you need to Hess. I think there is one Hess that you should consider learning. One. There's one of those. All of the other ones are pretty optional and they save a marginal amount of time. There's one that's pretty good. But even if you don't want to learn a Hess, you can just super sled for a majority of the distance. What does Hess stand for? Hyper Extended Steven Sled. That's what I was told when I started learning this game. I have later found out that it stands for Hyper Extended Super Sled, but I'm not 100% sure which one it is yet. The community seems to be undecided. I don't know much about this Steven guy, but I'm sure he's cool. Similarly, ISG stands for Ike Sword Glitch. Do you have like a third-party controller, or is your joystick just extremely loose? Yeah, it's a really good glitch. It's a good thing we got to name it after a really mediocre speedrunner. Alright. So after you finish the Shadow Temple, if you're not getting OEM, you're gonna get a shitty controller. It's disappointingly true. I've had a couple third-party controllers, and I've plugged them all in to try and do speedrun stuff on, and it's actually impossible. It's so hard. Like, it's actually so hard. It actually is Midna, and because I feel like she's the only side character that has a lot of emotion. My second favorite side character is Tetra. Hence, I have a cat named Tetra. I also want to have a cat named Midna at some point, because I feel like Midna is a good cat name. because cats are assholes and Minda's kind of an asshole. Alright. So let's say, so you finish Shadow Temple and you have this bomb count right here. At this point in the run, you still need, because I actually have a notepad, how many bombs I need. You need 10 bombs to be bomb perfect after Shadow Temple if you are doing all of the tricks. You don't want to have to be bomb perfect. It's not fun. It's not. You don't want to be bomb perfect. In which case, you're going to want to hold Z because there's a lot of lag here and that gets rid of some of the lag. And roll your way over here. As I said earlier, and you're going to want to have super good RNG like me right there and get these bombs. Even the rock can give you bombs in times of need. And if you didn't get bombs, unload and reload this area and try again. This is the best place to farm for bombs. Right? I never get 30 bomb drops. This is fucking stupid. Alright, so after you get your 3 bomb drops, you're gonna want to just walk out here. And make your way towards Shadow Temple. Or, towards Spirit Temple. But this is assuming you were low on bombs. It's actually, if you're at the grass, it's faster to walk out and go this way. But if you were just exiting Shadow Temple normally, like, you know, you just finished the temple and you warped out, you're gonna want to just you're just gonna want to do a save and reset. So I'm actually gonna do that right now. So save. Did I actually make a thing? Do I have to remake it? Yeah, okay. You're gonna want to save and reset. Optimally, assuming nothing went that wrong, you want to save and reset and come back. But I was not saved to an actual file, so go me for making that mistake. I do have a file for that area though. Enter Wasteland. So not a big deal. But that'll bring you here, and you will work your way out as you normally do. I generally leave this there. I generally get to this split with 16 bombs. 16 or 15. That is optimal. That's how many bombs I want. Alright. So I'm going to try and get an angle real quick. Because I haven't gotten it to work on this controller before. Yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. So what happens if I just... There we go. That'll probably work. So this back left angle that I just did... gives you the perfect super slide angle. Every time, perfect super slide. And that takes you all the way here. Not to mention that you can actually get a Hess, or you can get a super, like a mini Hess out of a super slide. All you have to do is hold the ESS position, and then let go of Z and R, and then retarget in the ESS position, because it'll save your speed, but you need to do it slightly later. So yeah, you're gonna leave here, hold shield, hold down left, and then do a shield turn. Goodbye, Delta Freeze. So this one actually didn't even give me the same angle. So I'm going to hit, if you have a bad angle, you almost always get stuck in this corner and everything sucks. I'm confused how it worked the first time and not the second time. I need another way to get the angle. Okay, so that's it. It's when you... If I run out, it's different than if I walk out. Also, for super slides, you only need to hold shield, not target. That didn't work either. It was on my old controller. If I just held the down left notch, I got this every single time. And it worked every single time. And it is 100% the perfect super slide angle. And I love it. Except for, I don't know what's causing it to not work, honestly. On this controller, it generally does that like run around thing. But I believe you can also just line yourself up like with the black thing, a little black rectangle. But you need to go a long distance, so it's preferred to not backwalk. And to instead do a super slide or a Hess. No, that's not the right angle. I think it was like this. You want to line up with the edge of the... I do the Hess now. So I need to like actually find what I line up with. Because when I did the super slide, I had a strat that worked on a different controller. And it just like doesn't work on this controller. This seems too far to the left. Because what you want to do is you want to slide against this wall and the second wall here. That generally means you got it. So yeah, let me try that again just to make sure that it actually works. Line yourself up. The edge, like the corner of the little stone wall here. It looks like I'm gonna get stuck. Yeah. Oh no, that's not bad. I only got stuck for a second, so that's still totally okay. And then again, you can just hold ESS position, let go, and retarget. I lost ESS position, but that gives you... that will get you the... like, mini Hess. Now, let's say you're doing the Hess here, because I think this is the only Hess that's worth learning for beginners. You're going to want to line yourself up with that little post in the background and, like, poke at it. Make it so you're walking at that, flip around, and do the back walk strat. If you do it right and then do a right ESS or a right Hess, you'll get that same angle, but you'll get to do a Hess. Hess, you slide slightly faster. But I'm now going to just walk it to kind of show you where you're going if you've like never played this game before. So I'm just gonna like literally roll real quick just to kind of show. I don't know why you're doing this if you don't know what you're doing. Like if you don't know this area at all. But I won't judge you. I learned a game that I had never beaten before, so I've actually learned 2 speed games that I'd never beaten before. 3? No, 2. But what you're looking for is basically just follow this path. Yeah, so you haven't played this game and you're learning it. This is what you're supposed to do. You're trying to get to the wasteland, which is over here. That's called the cool guy trick. Alright. Doing it one more time because time of day matters. I'm getting a phone call. Give me just a second. They hung up as I hit answer, so give me less than a second as I'm back. Alright. I don't feel like I'm confident enough at Hessing to teach it in a live tutorial. I also don't feel like they're very important. I'm kind of outlier there. A lot of people think Hesses are super important, but I disagree. Sup, Louie? If you're having a nice morning. But Hesses are just one of those tricks where people don't realize how hard they are. I guess I could do a quick little Hess tutorial. Yeah, might as well. So, Hess tutorial number 1. So there's the backwalk Hess and the standing Hess. Standing Hess. Do that. I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of show it so that it's possible. It's just a timing thing, and I kind of just know the timing from practicing it a lot. I don't even know what frames it is. I do know there is one frame where you have to hit Z and R on the same frame, and it is the frame where Link starts standing. Like if you were to slow it down and roll, slow down the roll and pause buffer, the frame that he starts standing up is the frame you now have to hit Z and target on the same frame while in ESS position on your controller. The other method is the backwalk method, which I've done a couple times, in which you want to backwalk until you see. I used Pt2's tutorial, in which he pretty much just says, I count the quick flashes. I count 4 quick flashes. And it's like really quickly, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Shield drop the bomb. As soon as the bomb lands, roll. And then ESS position, target shield as soon as you hit the bomb, more or less. Because you hit the bomb in a way that you you start out in the position. But it's all a timing thing. It takes a lot of practice, and it doesn't save a lot of time. And then you can do a Hess here, which I guess I can show it, but I think I'm just gonna show it. But I'm not actually gonna like do it. Do you want to wait for the second red? Hold ESS right. And that gets you across that bridge. It's the fastest method because you get to Hess all the way up here. But do not worry about learning this Hess either, Because if you fail this in any way, shape, or form, your run dies. I made that look super fucking easy. But no. It's really, really hard, and I'm gonna, in the tournament that I'm playing in like a week, I will not be doing this. Well, I might, because I'm a stupid dumbass, but there's an easy strat. There is an easy strat to get over here. And I'm going to show you that now. You can line yourself up. See this little white speck? Get like to the left of the white speck. You can line yourself up with like anything. You can even just go here and do like 2 rolls. And then you're going to drop a bomb and backflip and hold shield. And then as the bomb explodes, you're going to roll into it and mash side hop. Or like right before the bomb explodes, you roll into it and mash side hop. On. I think you want to drop the bomb as you backflip. This will give you a mega backflip, or a mega side hop. And then after you do the mega side hop, you just equip these hover boots, hold shield and target, so hold Z and R and back. And if you're in the right spot, you won't fall into the river. I did that a little off angled though. Or I was a little too far forward. What you can also do, which is a safety strat that I learned a while ago and just forgot to use. Oh my god. So let me actually go do that with the safety strat. Is you can backflip at the end to get a little bit extra distance. Generally, no matter where you start the mega side hop, the backflip will get you over. That's not actually that large of a gap. Alright, I'm just gonna make it right here. So right around here, backflip, drop the bomb. So I went too early, so I start doing like the bomb jump storage thing. Early again. It's actually fairly late that you want to get the trick. If you do that strat, you're too far away. Can you do that? Does that work? Okay, yeah, that totally works. So do that strat. It's much easier. But yeah, so you can switch to your hover boots, hold back right, and then near the end you can start backflipping. Like honestly, that almost gets you there. Like without any mega side hops. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for the tutorial. So that's failed. So there's a dry roll forward. God damn it. I keep going early every time. You can tell that I don't do this very often. And it does make it all the way there. But if you don't think you're gonna make it, you can just, after because it kind of makes like a sound. The hover boots always sound the same. You see how there's like the little chime that plays? If you learn when in the chime that you fall, you'll be able to maximize your distance of a back hop or a backflip. Very simple, very easy, nothing to be worried about. But now let's say you do fall. You know, you suck and you fall. Oh no! Let's see if I can get this. I haven't gotten this in a run in a long time. Technically, if you hold like this upright position, you can jump slash in this corner and clip out. I kind of had to force it because I always get stuck and fail it. But if you clip out and void there, you'll end up here rather than either going to Lake Hylia, which is very bad, or going to or having to save and reset, which brings you back to the door of time. Temple of Time, which is very bad. You don't want those things to happen. Preferably, if you fail this trick, you can void out. I wonder if the boots makes a difference. I just know I always get stuck, and like he tries to do that. Like keeps trying to swim in the water still. But you have to be going at that specific right angle. Or the like this. I don't know how it works. The first time someone told me to do it, I just went and did it and it worked. And then I did it like 4 times in runs because I'm really good at failing the last trick. But for whatever reason, I can never get that trick to work. I might try and talk to someone real quick so that I can show it. Let me see if someone who knows more about this game is on. Because I'm not making this tutorial because I know everything about this game. I'm making this tutorial because I would like more people to know more about this game. Rosewater isn't like streaming or anything, is he? Rose is like the scientist of this game. Whenever I have questions, I ask Rosewater or Valiant Link. Ugh, but it's really nice thing to know how to do. Being able to clip out if you fail. Because failing this does happen, and you don't want to have a dead run because of it. Because this just like loses time. Right? It's not hard, but it's specific. I got it my first try too. But I cannot get it anymore. I just get stuck in the fucking water. I should probably start swearing less. I'll probably swear less in my tutorial. But I swear a lot. Anything to swear more? But what if a child wants to learn? But yeah, I'm gonna just try it again. Hold on. What if I do like maybe the angle's specific? Get down. No, get your ass down. Like I don't know. I don't know why this is so fucking difficult. Maybe it's on the other side. Doesn't matter. So in some situations, the side hop matters if you go left or right. But since the goal of this is just the distance, it does not matter. A left or right mega side hop literally just changes like if he goes a little bit to the left and then goes back, or a little bit to the right and then goes back. So some tricks it does matter, and I'll talk about that later when I'm doing a trick where it matters. But for here, it's just you gotta get the trick. Maybe you're supposed to avoid out on the other side. No, I'm actually very confident. Oh my god, I got it. All right. That's what it's that's what it looks like. But I still don't know how to do it consistently at all. I would like to know how to do it consistently, so I'm going to keep practicing this because it's something that I want to be able to show people because it's really useful. But I think you just have to go far enough away from the water. Apparently, according to Rosewater, there is like a ground clip you can do if you land on the ground down there. But I almost never land on the ground, so I'm not going to just assume that other people are going to land on the ground. And this one you can do no matter, like, regardless if you land on the ground or not. God damn it. The time that I did get it, it did feel different. Alright. So Rosewater couldn't tell me how to do it, but he found a YouTube video of how to do it. So now on this tutorial, I'm gonna learn how to watch a tutorial. Oh my god, this is old as shit. Alright, we're gonna watch a 2012 tutorial. You can climb it? Yes. You mean like this? Cause yeah, you can go all the way down to here. And you fall. Alright, that's kind of what it looked like he did. Let me rewatch it. So like this video, similar to all other ones, doesn't have like an input display. He kind of just does it. So it looks like it's just like even Rosewater is saying it looks like an inconsistent trick, and you kind of just have to mash B and hope you get it. Did I just land on that fucking rock? Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of just like an upright angle, and you kind of just gotta jump out and hope you get it. Which is pretty fucking scuffed, but yeah, you can clip there, and it's a good backup because you void right there. Can I show it again? Yeah, give me just a second. Alright. And feel free to ask as many questions as you need to. I'm like, if you're failing things, because there's two ways that you can make a side hop. You know, you want to come up to it, kind of get an angle, which is just kind of facing straight. And then you can do the roll. Hold back. Do the backflip, right? And that works. But you can also just do... Or not that. That does not work. But like drop the bomb mid backflip. And that works. It's like this, I think, is not working. I can put on the hover boots. That is not going to work. That will land you here, and then you can do the other clip thing. Let me see if I can find where he says the ground clip. He said it's a ground clip, so I'm just gonna try and get one of those. Which is where you retarget after you grab a ledge on the first frame. Oop. Nope. Nope. Stop it. No. Alright, well, I don't know how to ground clip. I only know how to make Link beautiful. Make him fly. I only know how to T-pose. Oh my god. Yeah. Did that help at all, Tuck? Or is there anything else I can show to make it easier for you? And if you're trying to learn this, try and use the same strat every time. Because basically what the different strats do is they just give you different timings. So it's really whatever one you're comfortable with is the one you want to use. Oh, and don't let go of Z. There was a time where I was failing this trick a lot, and it was because R. It's because I'm letting go of R. So instead of, you know, shielding it and jumping, what's happening when you fail it? I'm rolling early. So instead of me recoiling off of the damage and doing a side hop, I'm trying to pick up the bomb. Because the bombs still explode, like that's still there for me to pick it up. And if you roll into a bomb and try and pick it up, you get that. So you end up getting in this state where you can't side hop anymore. You can see I failed the cat trick, so she's back. Yes, welcome back again. I know exactly how cute you are. God. What's up, Anti-Link? Fucking cats. Is your name Mifa? Are you my cat? Yeah, so right there that failed. Because I went late, so I didn't actually have the boost. So you can go late and early. Early and late look very different. Both of them kind of have this thing where his shield's kind of like wiggling and he's not going anywhere important. It's like, see how he's kind of like wiggling his shield like that? You can kind of see him stopping in the air. Whereas that time, you can see him flying backwards. Yeah, that means you're just going late or early. Try and... Yeah, so see how he's like got his right leg up. And he's doing some weird kick thing. Oh my god. Fucking cat. Anti-Link, thank you for following. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. So yeah, that one there, see now I'm like kind of going up. That's because I went early. And I got a ground jump. Oh my god. You guys want to hear what my cat does if I scratch her butt? See if she makes the noise. Oh, she's just biting me. Normally she gets really fucking mad and makes like some predator noise. It's really funny. You can see how mad she gets though. Cat torture percent? No, I'm not torturing her. She just happens to have a sensitive booty. You can't rub her back like at all. She gets really upset about it. You can only rub like the top of her head. Right there. And if you've already like touched any part of her that's upset her, you can't touch her at all. She just kind of comes a no touch zone. Alright. Early. I'm trying to get to the next area now. Oh my god. So after you get across, you're going to want to leave your hover boots on so that you can, because the whole next area requires your hover boots. Assuming that you're doing this strat. But you just want to get up here and get caught by this guard. Get caught by the guard. Hook shot up here. See how there's like this light coming through? There's like a shade. And there's like a weird, like his hat is a polygon. So you can see how the light can kind of like cut through half of his hat, and you want it to be in the middle of that little line. So like here's it at the top of the line, here's it at the bottom of the line. You want it in the middle. Like that. Yeah. ESS down. Got your hook shot, and then you're gonna look at this little black dot. You're gonna aim for it. That'll put you right here. And then once you're here, you're gonna ESS to the right. Side hop, side roll. Side hop again, hold forward, and you'll jump up onto this ledge. Let's say for whatever reason you do that quickly and you don't side hop up, or something goes wrong. You can then come down here and target this wall. ESS to the left. And do it again, and then it'll get you back up. It's one of those things that seems like it should just always work, but it doesn't. You know, if you just go right here and then do that and do, like sometimes that just won't work. I've noticed that when you're up against this wall, it always will. But if I do it like here, I've found that it just like never works. But I guess now it's working, so you know. That's good. It's never worked in a run, but you know, it's working now. And then if you want to do this as easily as possible, you want to be as far back as you can be without falling. Angle your hook shot right there. And the goal here is to run forward, roll to the left, and at the end of your like hover, flick your angle so that you're facing the wall, and then do a side hop to the left. Kind of looks like this. And after you start falling for a little bit, you jump slash. And if it works, you're over there. If it doesn't work, you will either get stuck like this. You notice I can't get up. I'm just kind of stuck. Or you'll fall down and it's sad. If you get stuck, don't worry. Just go up to the top and just side hop. And then re-jump slash. And then I'll get you nice and unstuck. Unless you fail it. But if you fail it, you generally stay stuck. And you're able to just go for it again. And this is like a slope thing. So if I walk straight down, you'll just kind of start falling. So you have to walk at like an angle. And then you just want to roll over here, and you're in the next area. There is the wasteland. Whee! There's another shred here. That I'm gonna show, but I think this shred's not worth learning for a long time. I'm trying to show all of the shreds that I know for everything, even if it's hard or whatever, so that if you want to learn the harder stuff, you can still refer to those videos. But the harder shred requires you to switch your boots here. Get Ike's sword glitch off of this sign. Back whack. You want to come over here to this corner. You gotta do one ESS turn to the left. And then you need to get a... I don't even know what it's called. Inverted camera. But you need to make sure you have that position, and then you have to get inverted camera. And I'm more or less just gonna show this because I don't really know how it works all that much. I don't go for it because I find it really difficult. It's only faster by like, I think it's like 20 seconds faster, but it's really only faster if you A, have the bombs for it, and B, can get inverted camera really quickly. Because if you get inverted camera and like 5 tries, that ends up being slower. If you get inverted camera first try and your angle's off by like 1 ESS turn, it won't work anymore and your shit's dead and it sucks. But side hop, I think it's a backflip, and then you just kind of bomb. I actually have no idea to do this trick, I'm realizing. But you do like a backflip, and then that gets you the first hover, and then you like let go of Z on another frame, and it clips you through here. I'll probably show it on the actual video and relearn it, but it's really hard. If you fuck it up, you get caught by that guard. Because if you ever look at the guard, she can see you. Some rather, I don't know. This is the part of the game where I know a lot less. I know a lot more stuff about the early game, and I'm glad that I was able to get that all on footage and, you know, show a lot of it. But after once you get to the late game, I'm pretty much a potato of a lot of these things. I don't know as much at all. I do want to make sure I know all of the updated stuff for recording the video. And you don't have to hookshot, by the way, here. You can just kind of wing it. In my runs, I generally wing it, because I've done this a lot of times. Cool. Alright, I want to move on to the wasteland now, though. And as I'm pretty much showing everything without hessing, I'm going to show like my super baby wasteland strats. Because I am colorblind, as well as my eyes suck and I need to go get glasses. So seeing here is very, very difficult for me. You can't, this is like the area where if you go into it, you just kind of void. It sucks you down. So unless you're wearing hover boots or you're hessing across, you'll just kind of get stuck. But if you have your hover boots, you can just, here, I'll get inverted camera so you can actually see it. You can just kind of back walk straight through it, no big deal. And you can still follow all these flags. And if you're ever having trouble seeing, you can do a jump slash, or not jump slash, quick spin, and it kind of makes it darker. It makes the posts easier to see. So if at any point in time you're like, oh shit, where's the next post? Just do one of these. Pow! And you can just follow the posts. Hey, look, there's the next one. It's to the right. At a certain point, you can actually just get a backwalk angle because it's more or less a straight line. I'm gonna walk through it going slow like this, and then I'm gonna do one more time, showing you with the like showing the zones like highlighted. So I actually, due to the fact that I am literally blind and I can't see through here, I made myself a setup. I go into this corner, ESS down, and then I do 14 side hops to the right. And then I slide. After sliding, I hold forward. I hold forward and do this until I go over this little ledge right there. Like you hit the top and then it slopes down. At that point, I hold up left and start rolling. And then there's like another slope like right here. And at that point, I start looking for those two posts over there, and I stay on the, like, you can kind of see like right here how they kind of slopes back down. I try and avoid that and stay on the upward area, like the more high altitude, and then walk towards these posts. Alright, so now I'm going to show it with the collision view on. As you can see here, like all of the red is the void. That is the haunted wasteland. And everything else is safe. And you can, it makes it, like after you see this, you're kind of just like, oh hey, there's actually tons of room for me to walk around. It's not that scary at all. You know, but it's like kind of jagged. And if you hit like just like that tiny little corner right there, you will void out. Like, there's a lot of space in the middle for you to wiggle around, but if you're on the edge, you will more than likely hit that. Like this one even kind of comes out a little bit. There's a tiny little pixel that's coming forward beyond where they meet. But I think it's nice to see this area with the collision view on. Just so you can see exactly how safe or unsafe it is. And like up here, this area, this like little pointy bit comes decently far out. So you kind of have to start back. If I'm doing this in like in a run, what I do is I kind of like line up between these two posts. And I go until I hit this slope. You can see how it goes down to like right here. And then it starts going up again. In which case I'll then turn left. And I'll go for a little bit. I generally go to like this point right here where it starts going down again. And then I cross over to here. And then I start going up on this little hill until I hit the top like that. And then I just hold left. Or up left. And follow this path. And again, the path's actually decently big. But that's only because I can see the red clearly and how big it is. If you don't, it all kind of blends in, at least for me. Again, I'm blind and I'm colorblind. It's all a struggle. But after using this for a while, I have kind of grown to be like, it's not that bad. I'm just not built properly for speedrunning. My eyes weren't designed for sand. But yeah, you're gonna walk through here, and then you're in the Colossus. That is also one of the more important Hesses in the game, being able to do the full Wasteland Hess throughout that entire area. It is also, in my opinion, the single hardest trick to do in this run. Alright, I want to make a save state here. Once you get to the Colossus, these little dudes are going to spawn. And you're going to want to equip the other boots. It's like, generally you want to equip them before you switch sides, before you go into the Colossus. Because you only need to have the hover boots on for that like first part of the wasteland. But once you get here, you can switch your boots. So you would think, oh, I'm just going to turn around and target. That'll work like 1 out of every 20 times. So what you can do instead of that, to make sure it works, is turn around, hit C up, and target, and mash A. So you can get this backwalk. Because backwalking, it's a fairly long distance, and you want to be able to backwalk. You're going to hit like a wall right here, and then you can just turn around. So here is where you can either do Spirit Hover or Spirit Temple. I'm going to show Spirit Temple, and then I'll show Spirit Hover later. Or maybe I'll do Spirit Hover and then Temple. But Spirit Hover is, or it was for a long time, like, the reason people didn't like this category for a very long time was, first, you had to do boat skip, and that used 3 of your bomb shoes, and it was super difficult, and if you ever got good at boat skip, you would finally get runs out of Shadow Temple, right? Let's say you're finally getting runs through Shadow Temple. Congratulations, you get to this point in the run, and now you have to do Spirit Hover. But you just used 3 of your shoes, so you get to Spirit Hover with like 2, I think it literally used to be a 2-shoe Spirit Hover, was the average. So due to the fact that it's a 6-shoe Spirit Hover, it is a lot easier, but Spirit Hover is a very complicated trick that I'm hoping I can get some help when I'm making the video on how to properly show this trick, because it's not as bad as it used to be, but it is still just like a no room for error. As soon as you mess it up, you have to then go inside the Spirit Temple and do it normally. Luckily, you don't need shoes for anything other than this at this point in the run. So, like, if you use 5 of your shoes or whatever and then fail, you still have 1 shoe and you're fine. You can just go through and do Spirit Temple, whatever. You don't lose that much time. So I'm going to show Spirit Hover. I'm going to try and show Spirit Hover as best I can. Please ask questions if you want to know more specifics about things, because I do think this shit's like really difficult and complicated. Go away, bird. And mostly, the biggest problem is learning this trick is hard because this bird exists. This is called a guay. Goy. I don't know. It's G-U-A-Y. Say it however you want. I usually just call it a toucan. And what you want to do is get ISG off of this toucan. You know, you get ISG, your sword wiggles. You know, flashes. And because the toucan's an asshole, you want to kill it as late as possible. After you kill it, you're going to walk into this corner with ISG. You're going to target, side hop once to the right, pull your bomb, and wait for the 3rd red flash. So 1, this is 2nd red, and then that was the 3rd red right there. Shield wiggle, roll forward and backflip. You have the hover. So that's hover number 1. You're then going to switch to your hover boots, and you're going to try and do a bomb hover. If you've ever watched a Majora's Mask speedrun, you've seen a bomb hover, you've seen, hovers. And the biggest difference in hovers between Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, and like the biggest difference between like explosives, is you can only take one source of damage from an explosive in Majora's Mask. If your bomb blows up, the frame that it hits you is the only frame that it hits you. In Ocarina of Time, the bomb explosion frame is there the entire time. So every one of the frames can hit you. So the window for it working in Majora's Mask is decently large, and it's rather small in Ocarina of Time. For a chew flip, it's still pretty simple, which is why you want 6 chews. It's why I have 6 chews, because a chew flip is hold target shield, put the chew above your head, and then hit R backflip. Chew hover. You did it. You got, and you get maximum height every time. You just do the backflip. Very, very easy. So now I'm gonna try and show a bomb hover. I think the easiest way to do a bomb hover is a strat. It's like a weird mixed strat between something I made myself and something I got from Real-Time Attack. And it's that I hold the bomb over my head for it to go. I wait for it to do all of the slow flashes, and then I count 3 quick red flashes. I kind of just look for 3 red flashes on the screen. So the one that was 1, 2, or that. So this is 2, and then see if I can get to the third. 3. And at this point, I hit shield to drop the bomb. And then I will wait. I will sit here, and as the bomb drops, I wait for it to explode. Which I think I might have gone on the second red, not the third. But we're so low that it'll be okay on this point. So the bomb's now exploding, and I can backflip. Yeah, I went on the second red, not the third, so the bomb explosion wasn't close enough for me to actually shield it and hover. But I'm kind of just trying to get an example. But since I failed it, I lost ISG, and I have to wait for this bird to come back. Sadly, there's no way for me to remove the bird for practice. You kind of just always have to deal with the bird, and it makes learning this trick really irritating. 1, 2, 3. That gives you like a perfect hover every time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you ever need to reset your angle, just pull the hook shot and then roll. And then you can see the bomb again. Or you can use the ISG cheat in the cheat menu. Yeah. But then you always have ISG, and there's a point where you no longer want ISG. And not everyone's practicing on the practice ROM. Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty. You're such a nerd. What happened to my dog? Where the fuck's my dog? Hold on. We lost an animal. Code red. What the fuck? I found him. He's in a corner. He's in a corner on a pillow. He's very comfortable. He's very comfortable and happy. It's a code yellow, which is not a problem. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. I'm just gonna do it quick. I'm gonna kind of give an example of what this trick looks like. And the way you tell you got the trick is when you reload like that, and Link's head is going above the wall. This might be a little bit too low. No, alright. Just high enough. Then you do an ESS. You want ESS tap to the left. You can get an angle here and just hold up. And you're on this seam. Since you still have IHG, you can't fall. And you're just gonna hook shot up here. And you've done Spirit Hover. The part of it that matters. And then I do a super weenie strat where I target this wall, ESS left, slide out to the left, and I get a super sled. And then when you do the super sled, you're gonna want to pause to switch to the hover roots, and then when you unpause, just hold R. Do not hold target. Because when you just hold R, you can hold down to see where you're at. And then retarget, and you'll flip the camera around, and then you can do the jump, because you need to jump slash to get far enough. If you don't jump slash, you like barely don't make it. So you need to turn around and jump slash. If you don't hold R, or if you hold R, you'll lock your camera position, and you'll have to turn around and jump slash blind. Because you can't turn the camera around and keep going a little bit. But then you get your hover root, or your mirror shield. So the part that I didn't really explain was how to turn around. So, you know, say you're in the hover here, right? I'm right here, like, you know, I'm trying to turn around and it's not working. I just kind of do this weird walk to the left and right because my camera is currently locked. As long as you're doing these hovers, your camera will be locked unless you unlock your camera. Fucking hate this bird. To unlock the camera, you're gonna have to do it with a chew. And you can do this paused actually. So I'm gonna frame advance. You can like pause buffer this. Hold R. Because the way you do it, the way you do the hover off of the chew is you drop the chew, right? So now you can actually see if I hit R during the lag here, during the unpause lag, you can see that the chew is like at my feet. And due to the fact that the chew is there at my feet, I can target the chew at this point. So now in unpause lag, I'm going to hit target. And then R, so like in unpause lag, I'm going to hit target, so Z, and shield and backflip. And I didn't get the target. But I think you have to hit shield and target and backflip and then target it like after. You need to start the backflip and then target. I haven't done it slowly in a while, but I do want to show exactly how it looks and how to do it slowly. I'm gonna make my position right here, my save state. Yeah, so right here, I'm backflipping and holding shield, and you can see that the chew is still there. And I can hit target, and now my camera's moved. And I can now hold ESS up, left, followed by down, which allows me to flip around. And until I hit target again, which I believe I've already hit target, which is why the camera's like this. Until you hit target again, you can just keep switching which way you look. So I just unfroze it again, and I can go whoop, target. The whole time you're doing this trick, there's this toucan flying around, and he actually has a cycle. And I haven't been doing this long enough to know his cycle, but essentially he kind of just flies around, and if he gets close enough to you, he'll see you and start flying at you. If you see that he's flying really far away, you can go ahead and do some tricks, do some chew hovers, yada yada yada. Like chew hovers are fairly quick. Let's say I'm at this point and I have a bunch of chews. I can just do all of my chew hovers and then look for the goi. The goi can hit you all the way, like, I believe the goi can start going to you and like all the way until as you get onto the ledge, like onto the seam. But after you walk up the seam, the goi will never go after you, but he might already be going after you, in which case he'll follow you up the seam. So be prepared for the goi to hit you as you've gotten the trick, because it'll happen at least once and you'll be very sad. And just be paranoid. It plays a song when he shows up. And you can always use the hook shot to kind of look for him. And then roll to get your angle. So let's say you're at this point. This trick actually requires 9 hovers. So the initial hover is not included. After the initial hover, it requires 9 flips. You need to do 5 backwards and 4. So you need to do 5 back and then flip around and then do 4. And this is assuming that all of your bomb hovers are good enough height. If all of your bomb hovers are perfect and you get the right amount of height, you can then do the 4 chew hovers at the end, and it takes 9 explosives. It generally takes me 5 or 10 to 11. And due to the fact that you have to wait for the bird at the beginning, I try to get all of my bomb hovers out of the way to just need to do chew hovers afterwards, because bomb hovers take longer. So I'll usually do 1, take out the hook shot, pull the bomb. 2. There's a goi. So that was 3. So now I have 6 chews. So I can do 2 chew hovers here and then 4 the other way, as well as I need to unlock still, which requires the chew. So 1, and then the unlock. Flip around. Now, assuming my bomb hovers were good, I should be in the position to backflip onto the seam. Like so. In which case I do 1 ESS to the left, backflip, and I did 2 ESSs to the left, so I backflipped off, and I'm sad. Because you only get 1 chance to do this trick. But I wanted to show the inside of the Spirit Temple, so I'm going to do that now. Inside of the Spirit Temple used to be extremely slow, and now it's kind of slow. Because of a new trick called Statue Climb. Statue Climb is comparable in speed to the old method of getting skipping to the boss key. It's comparable to the old fastest method while being extremely easy. I mean, done perfectly, it is 4 seconds slower than the old method done perfectly. It's slightly easier to do this perfectly than the old method, but doing this method, like, decently is like 30 times easier than doing the other method decently. So that's why I do this method. After you enter this room, you can always hit these for some hearts, and you can always farm these guys for bombs. They have a 50% chance of bomb drops. But percentages are cool, aren't they? So the first thing you're going to want to do after you get into this room, like, you know, unless you need to farm for hearts or bombs, the next thing you're going to want to do, you're going to target this wall. And you're going to backflip off the wall. And you're going to do a super slide, not incorrectly. I love failing stuff, tutorials. Alright, so you're going to get a super slide. This slide's going to bring you all the way into this corner. In which case you're going to switch to your hover boots. And then hold a little bit of... I think it's just like a little bit above down right. You can see on the input display where I'm holding. Right, and then hold Z and R. I must have lost the angle. It looked like I lost the super slide. There, it's upright. Hold on. I don't actually need the bombs, so I'm just gonna kill them and then make my save stay right here. Alright. So you hold, like, to the right. And you can equip your hover boots at any point in time during the super slide. Yeah, so you kind of do like a right, like a little bit below down right. And then you're gonna do a backflip a little bit after, and then pull your hook shot to stop you. And that puts you inside of this block here. Once you're inside the block, you can just roll on over here. Next thing you have to do is hit this switch. If you need more bombs, you can kill this dude here for bombs. There's better places to farm later, so probably just best ignoring him and going into this room that you just opened. In this room, you gotta do a puzzle. And the puzzle starts with this guy. You want to roll at it and wait for the whole hover to end, and then switch to your normal boots and keep holding forward. And this is the pattern where if you do this quickly, you won't hit any of the rocks. I kind of paused when I entered the room, so the rock cycle is a little bit different. But going through the spirit temple like this is really easy. You just need to, like, have seen it and do it, like, once. No practice required. So you get that small key, and then you don't have to climb that thing at all in the center. You can just walk over this right part and climb. And that's the fastest method of getting back over here. Use the small key on this door right here. A like falls from the ceiling here, so you want to avoid that. If you need another heart, that first pot that flies at you can give you a heart. But I'm going to ignore that. And if you come over to this wall, I'm going to stand like in the middle and then angle to the right. You can shoot all the way to the top. I generally either get to the top or a little bit below, but you get most of the way up. So in this room, there's a little mirror block that you need to push, right? It's a puzzle. There's also an invisible enemy. This is surprisingly specific. But you need to go push the block in this way, in this exact pattern. Otherwise, the little dude will start hitting you, and he's invisible, and you can't see him, and it's a huge mess. But if you just walk up and push here twice, so 1, and then keep holding A and forward, and go push again. He just kind of gets stuck on the back, and then you can flip around to pushing it from the back and get hit. Yeah, this is why you don't want to get hit, because you'll just die. Oh my god. I probably had to do with the fact that I stood there for so long. But it's no big deal. Just show all this stuff again. And I get to show what happens if you do that area wrong and how it's so obnoxious, because there's an invisible enemy that has like a bunch of iframes. He changes colors as to when you can and can't hit him. If you do that trick, you can go like slightly early in your backflip or late, and you'll void out. But generally, you either get the trick or you void out. If you're voiding out, just change up your timing a little bit. And it's not the end of the world. It sends you back into that room. There's also a like in this room that drops down after a little bit. Just go quickly, he won't grab you. Just roll in, open the chest, roll out. Yeah, see, normally he's on this left side and gets stuck. Versus last time he got stuck on the right side. Then you can flip over here, and he's still stuck on the front. And you push it, and the puzzle's complete. And you open this door. And now you're in the room with the statue. The biggest downside to doing doing the inside of Spirit Temple is that you need to get a small key to open up this door. And the way you get the small key, by playing Zelda's Lullaby on this little hand. And it spawns the chest over there. So then what you gotta do is you wanna jump onto her like dress thing. Come up here and target her. I think it's like a little snake tail that you can backflip on top of it. Work your way down a little bit to about this end part right here. And then you can hook shot that chest, which gives you a small key. And you're gonna work your way back. So the inside of Spirit Temple is like very, very simple. And it's slow compared to Spirit Hover, but I think it's like 2.5 minutes slower if you do statue climb, which is just climbing this giant statue right here. Alright. So now we're in this room. If you need bombs, you can break that and leave those here and actually just like open the door and go back in. Every time you do this and hit this pot again, more bombs will come out. And that only happens until you get the bombs. So if I just keep doing this, I can get 3 bomb drops from this pot. As soon as I get the bombs, the pot will keep respawning, but the bombs will not. So I'm going to get my 3 bomb drops and fill it. You can also kill that guy for bombs, but it's not very fast. So this room has a puzzle. You need to kill all of these little flying things and the BMOs. The first thing you want to do is target the BMOs, take out the bombs, and throw the bomb at the BMOs. Step 1. Step 2. Step on this. And you gotta follow this movement pattern. And that's how you do it. You can do it with hover boots as well. But then you have to take the time to equip the hover boots, and it's slower. But I'm just gonna show what the movement looks like if you use the hover boots, because it is a little bit easier. So you'd press the button here. Hover boots. You go around in a big circle like this. And you'd kill the last one right here. And you have to keep, like, the cutscene will start in the middle of that float. And you have to keep holding the direction, or else you won't grab the ledge, you'll just fall. Then you have to come through the door, stand on the edge of this red carpet here, and hookshot that guy. And that'll open the gate, and you can go on through. Just realized I'm on Wasteland. Or Mirror Shield, not Wasteland, but whatever. Alright, so now here there are 2 options. Personally, I think fighting him here is just silly, but it is slightly faster. But you can fight him right now if you want. So let me reload this. The best way to fight him is by hitting him through his chair, because we're a cheater. And you can jump slash through his chair and then keep walking forward and crouch stabbing him. 3 is the safest number, but I like to do 4. And then you come up to him, like to the right, hold down left, and with some timed crouch stabs, you can just dodge his attacks. While he's in the armorless state, every time that you stab him, he gets back up, so you just want to keep moving forward and stabbing him. It's very simple. But if you fuck up and he hits you, he does 6 hearts and you will get 1 shot every single time. He always 1-shots you. And if he 1-shots you, you go to the start of the temple. Unless you do this trick. You can just side hop on, come up here, do 1 ESS turn to the right, hold forward, and do a jump slash. I get it sometimes, but I don't do this very often. You can get behind the gate with a jump slash. God damn it. And then go into the other loading zone. And if you get to the other loading zone, you get to the mirror shield space, and you get the mirror shield and then come back, and then if he kills you, you spawn right in this room rather than at the start of the temple. So it's just a lot safer. You just kind of have to hold forward and jump slash. It's just a timing thing, really. Timing and angle. Because if you don't do it at the right time, you end up hitting something. You have to do it right under. There we are. You have to be just under the door. So that was too late. I can probably just pause buffer it too. So 1 ESS. Just hold forward. God, I'm so bad at pause buffering. Alright. Right there. And that gets you into this unloaded area, and you can just walk forward. And you're at the mirror shield. So at this point, we are at the exact same place for if we did Spirit Hover or Spirit Temple normally. If you did Spirit Hover, you have to equip your normal boots, otherwise just equip that. And you have choose still equipped, but you want this to be your equips. Where you got right is your hook shot, bottom bombs, or I guess where they are is up to you. It's personal preference, but you want Ocarina, bombs, hook shot, brown boots, and mirror shield, and then go into the next zone. We're gonna fight this guy as I showed before. He's fairly simple. It's all about timing and making sure you put yourself in a spot where he's not able to hit you. Now, there's actually a technique for farming these guys, right? Because they have that button. Every time you hit the button, you lose time. What you want to do is hit the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, back off, spin. And then you can come over here and hit this sun thing, and then go over and target the wall so that the explosions don't lag the game. But something I didn't cover is right here. It's different if you did Spirit Temple or Spirit Hover. If you did Spirit Hover, the door you need to unlock is already open. You don't need to worry about that. You can just come here, or like you can just go out and ignore this key. But if you did Spirit Hover, you have to come get this key because that door is still locked. And you can, every time you walk through a door and come back, these guys respawn. They have a 50% chance for a bomb drop. It's worth farming them if you need the bombs. But if you did Spirit Hover, this room still has a puzzle, and that door is still locked. But since we didn't do Spirit Hover and we came from up, we can just go, or we came through Spirit Temple normally. We can just go right through this door. The puzzle's already done. And we can go right through this door. We've already unlocked it. I'm not sure if the bombs respawn, though. No, they do not. So there are no bombs in that pot anymore because we got them earlier. So now we're going to do Statue Climb. If you did Spirit Hover, you have not played the song here, and you can talk to it. You can hit A to interact with the, like, read here, which gives you ISG. Because you want ISG here. I'm actually going to make a timestamp on my thing to know where Spirit Hover, or not Spirit Hover, Statue Climb. Stream markers. Alright. So, Statue Climb is one of the main reasons I wanted to make this tutorial, because there is not a run tutorial for this game, for this category, that includes Statue Climb. Statue Climb replaces the old Spirit Temple boss key skip, which requires a lot of frame perfect bullshit that if you mess it up, your run is dead and you lose a lot of time. It's very unfortunate and difficult. It's really, really hard. The world record holder does it unbuffered, and that's because he's insane. Everyone thinks he's insane for doing it. But the way this trick starts out, every time, no matter what, is you get on this hand, and you do some way to get ISG. Just through bomb ISG, which apparently I suck at. And you can just huck the bomb away, because if you take damage of ISG, you lose ISG. But so now we have ISG, and I'm going to make a save state. You have ISG, you're just going to climb up the statue. You come at the bottom area here, you can just walk right on up. Come up to this wall and target. Target at the top, and then hold out a bomb. Wait for it to explode, and you're going to go through, holding Z, and then hit shield after you clip through the wall, which is going to push you up here. So I'm going to make another save state at this point. This is a very specific setup, and you have to do it all exactly step by step. The first thing you do, crouch dab. Now you're at this position. Make sure you crouch dab and hold shield. You're now going to side hop once, side hop again. You're going to slide a little bit. Followed by jump slash and hold shield. If you don't hold shield, you'll fall off. You're now going to jump slash or side hop again to the left. I guess I did something wrong. This is weird. Also, I had the wrong angle. One second. I've never had the wrong starting position before. I have no idea what causes that. It might have just been from the log not being, or the save state not being accurate. But if you ever do fall off, you can just re-climb back up, pull out another bomb, and clip back out. Oh, you can't do it with the ISG glitch, or cheat, can you? Alright, whatever. Because you need the ISG to go away for the trick to work. Oh my god. Okay, so I need to make another safe position. I'm just gonna go up here to the start and do the whole thing over again. It's not really a big deal. I'll just make my save point right here. Gonna roll up, and pull your bomb, any point, target, go through, and then at this point, oh, I know what I'm not doing right. You have to do 2 side hops, then crouch stab and hold shield, then 2 side hops, and then you'll do a little slide. Alright, then jump slash, hold shield, side hop once to the left, and you're gonna do another side hop to the left. But after this side hop, you need to be holding forward. And then you're going to have 2 frames to jump slash. This here is the first frame. If you get this frame, you have to jump slash twice. And that'll get you up on this little ledge. On this seam, you can do an upright shield turn. Side hop left. ESS down, hook shot, and hook shot your way up to this. But I'm not ready to show this part yet, because I need to show what happens if you get the second frame. Because that was the first frame. Two side hops, crouch stab, 2 more side hops. Jump slash, hold shield, side hop, hold forward. I believe this is the second frame. You just need to jump slash once. Nope, that was still the first frame. They look very, very similar. I almost always go on first frame because you have to jump slash twice. I'm starting to start doing it on buffered so that it's more of a guess. But that's the main reason to do this buffered instead of unbuffered, is you can kind of look at what frame you're on and decide, oh, I need to jump slash twice versus I need to jump slash once. So this is first frame. I'm gonna go one more. Eventually. I'm just gonna do the frame advancing. This is second frame. Now on the second frame, you only have to jump slash once, but you still have to hold shield at the end. If you jump slash twice, you'll just end up pushing yourself off. And then you can hold up right and shield turn, side hop left, target, ESS down, pull out your hookshot, and hookshot into this gate. Alright. That was really easy. I went over it in like 10 minutes on how to do this trick. The only thing you have to worry about is getting fast at doing it. It's very, very simple. It's very straightforward. You just have to follow the steps and you'll get it. I promise. It took me not even 30 minutes to learn the trick and like an hour to get decent at it. Like, very simple. Now step 2 of the trick is you have to do a boss key skip, which is we're going to do a ground clip. I'm going to make another save position right here. First thing we got to do is get ISG. When you're up against the door, Navi wants to talk to you to let you know that you don't have this key, but we're going to talk to her to let her know that we don't care. So we're going to crouch stab and then talk to her. Next, you're going to go into this corner and target. And this is very quick. But you need to be able to hover off of the 2 bombs. You need to get enough height or else the hover won't stay. That setup allows you to just drop the 2 bombs, backflip back, side hop to the right, and then the time of doing the ESS down times you up perfectly to backflip onto the first bomb. You then just have to wait to hear the next bomb explode and then backflip again. In which case you're now going to just mash C down to drop a bomb on the floor. At this point, you're going to wait for one of like 5 frames. And I'm gonna go on the last frame, but say each frame that works. So that last frame that was red, that little red frame, that worked. This is big red and it works. That was big blue and that works. Big red works and first explosion frame works. And all you have to do is hit the B button. He'll pull his sword, take the damage, and slide into this room. And I will show this a couple more times with all of the different frames to confirm to you that they work. Like, my angle's even fucked up here, and I think it'll still work. This trick is really easy and cool. I think this is first red. Oh, nope. That was early. First red's the only one that I don't trust because there's not a clear indicator. First red just kind of looks like a lot of other frames. Alright, so here's big blue. Pull my sword. And it works. So I think this might be the red. Damn it. It was the next red. If you go early, you just fall and take some bomb damage, and he can turn around, get ISG again. Just do it again. Not the end of the world. No big deal. So I think maybe this is it. I keep trying to get it. I keep failing. Yeah, okay, now early again. I keep going on one before red. But I do want to make sure that that works so that I'm not lying. You do have to make sure you drop the bombs quick enough, though. Because otherwise they don't explode at the right times. Yeah, okay, so that was for last small red. And when I hit the B button, and it 100% worked. So there are small red works, big blue works, big red works, first explosion frame works. That is 4 frames where you can hit the B button and you slide on into this room. Which is like super easy. That's like a solid, it's almost a full second where you can just hit the B button and it works. Kind of. Alright. So now I'm going to talk about how to actually fight Nibiru. And I am going to show Nibiru cutscene skip as well. So first thing you want to do every time, no matter what, you start off by just targeting and jump slashing. Because you want to have the damage sword. Alright. After you store your damage, you either need to land 10 crouch stabs or 9 crouch stabs and a horizontal slash. Because remember that or just any normal slash, because a crouch stab does 4 damage, so it takes 40 damage to kill her. So what you want to do is essentially you do 38 damage so that the bomb that you drop at the end will kill her. Because I believe a bomb does 2 damage as well, similarly to a slash. But you can also just do 10 crouch stabs. It's much safer. It's super easy. It just kills her. So I'm gonna show that first. The way you crouch stab her is you run up to her, you want to get as close as you possibly can, slightly to the right, and hold down left. Just time your stabs, and you will get through every single time. And if you want to play it safe, you can even time them with her animations. Easy peasy. Because while she's swinging, you can just at the start of the swing go, at the end of the swing go. Or like on the end of the second swing go, and then go once in between. I'll show it a few more times. So exactly how consistent this is. So make sure you go a little bit to the right of her. Hold down left. Or up left. If you do it wrong, or you hold down instead of down left, or you're not too enough to the right, she can still clip you, and that's sad, because that sends you to the start of the temple. Because if you do that, if you hold just down and not down left, you'll hit the ground and push away, which now you're not under her and her axe is going to hit you. So you got to make sure you're slashing the right angle. Also, make sure you jump slash. Otherwise, this fight sucks. You have to hit her like 20 times. Alright. So now I'm going to show how to do the skip. You're only going to want to hit her 9 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got fucked up there and one of my hits missed. I wasn't able to hit her again about it failing. You want to try and time your attacks with hers so that you can always just get 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, slash. And there's 2 methods of doing this. One is wait for her to come at you and then do 2 crouch stabs. That I've actually never done before and I probably shouldn't try and show it. But I heard, as of yesterday, this is the easiest strat to do this trick with. But I've actually never done it or attempted it before. So I was just saying that it's a thing. Yep, and that's what happens when you attack too fast. Is you will bounce back. If you're ever not directly under her, she just kills you. Because she also does 6 damage. But the other method is you target this wall, ESS down, you got your hook shot, and just kind of hold down left. Wait for her to come to you. React to the swing, drop your bomb as you come back, and then just try and hook shot, while hold right so that you're going into her and just hit the hook shot button. You want to make sure you drop the bomb as you jump, by the way. That'll make it so you void out so you'll start voiding out and then the bomb will kill her. And that will start the cutscene, but Link is still moving. So it then goes, oh, Link voided out. Override the other cutscene with the Link void out. And now you're back and the cutscene just stops. There's not much to the trick other than that, but keep in mind your bomb count when you want to go for the trick, because you need more bombs after this point, and farming bombs after this point is not very simple, and your life count. Avoiding out there takes exactly 1 heart. If you notice here, which is prior to me doing the void out, I should have 1.5 heart. Yeah, 1.5. And if she blocks you, just kind of walk away and then come back. Like, don't do anything risky. You also need her to be enough to the right so that she walks into the corner and attacks you. Otherwise, she's not up against the corner and you can't actually clip out. And if you can't clip out, then she's gonna just kill you. More Dota today? Nah, teaching people how to play Legend of Zelda. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I like to try and do a 4th on one of them so that my 3rd slash on another can be the slash needed to horizontally slash her. Fuck. Yeah. You gotta make sure you do it right or else you die. It saves like 20 something seconds, so I think it's worth trying to learn. But I didn't learn this for a very long time because dying to her is really bad, and it's much easier to just go up to and slash her. If you want to play it safe, just do that. It'll work every time. But how you doing, by the way, Booty Pig? Having a cup of wine. Nice. That does sound pretty classy. How about you? I'm doing alright. I gotta design a new website for my work. And I need to figure out how to do video editing so that I can make this tutorial look nice. You're celebrating by adding on 5 pounds? I'm just kidding. Beer is much worse for your poundage, you know, than wine is. This is the cutscene you skip, by the way, if you do the cutscene skip. The cutscene is really long, but the setup is decently long, too. Damn. Alright. So, after you beat her, you're just gonna walk through this room, and you're gonna go deal with my anus. Also known as... the worst part of this game. I don't know how to explain it. The fastest way to do it is to come through here and target. So you can do the target hook shot just slightly faster than actually pulling out your hook shot and aiming. But if you don't have the right angle, you'll just fall. So this is Twin Rova. And Twin Rova is the most RNG in this run. Because if you do bomb tricks perfectly, the run is like more or less you never need bomb drops. I think you actually have like, if you do every bomb trick in the game, you still have like 2 leftover bombs. So you can still fuck up twice. I don't even know how you would make homemade wine. I thought wine had to be like aged for a while and shit. You need like a distillery. But yeah, so the way you fight these guys is you want to try and have them as far away from you as possible. So the easiest way to do that is to go to a corner and then take out your hook shot and point at them. If you are hook shotting them, they'll spin around and can't move, but if one's firing, they will keep firing, so you can hold them in position. And you can use this to like look around and keep your eye on them. But it's RNG when they shoot. Other than when they stop out of bounds, like not over the platform, they're always about to shoot. And they also can shoot twice, and that is known as le double. But if they go behind you, you want to try and get away from them. Slash if they go over you like that, you want to get as far away from them as possible. Because otherwise, you can't see anything. But their movement is completely RNG. When they fire is RNG. This boss just kind of sucks. But if they're ever firing, you want to try and get them in a position where you can see them, and then hook shot to hold them still. You need to hit them 4 times, and then this cutscene happens, and they morph together. Once you get to this phase, the first thing you want to do is jump slash. Just like immediately jump slash. And then just hold your shield and walk up to her. After you shield her thing, take out your hook shot and shoot it once. And that'll cause her to spin around, which is slightly faster. Because she starts moving as soon as she's done spinning rather than waiting. This third one, as soon as you shield it, roll forward onto the platform and then hold shield again. And then you can start mashing crouch stab slash timing them. And then you can get an easy first cycle. But this first cycle is only easy if you shoot her while standing on the platform. But just holding target and hold shield and just jump over it. The fight's really easy, there's just a lot of RNG. And then you get to experience my anus. Alright. After you experience my anus, you then have to make a decision. Because unlike the Shadow Temple Heart Piece, the Spirit Temple Heart Piece is on the opposite side of the room from the Blue Warp. I generally make this decision based on my current health because you have to do a fight in the next area. And you don't really want to go into the fight with no HP because if you die, you lose time like you always do when you die. Dying is bad. So you have to decide if you can get the heart piece or not get the heart piece. For the point of the tutorial, I'm just going to go grab it. But it does lose a lot more time than grabbing the Shadow Temple one, so it's more of a question versus the Shadow Temple one where it's like, just fucking grab it. Also, this is my cat again, who will not leave me alone this morning. No matter how much I piss her off. Yeah, I'm even rubbing your belly and you're just licking me. Fucking cat. Go. Okay. So that is the end of Spirit Temple. And although I normally stream for 4 hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I might cut the stream a little bit short. We will see. I had to make a message, a business message. Otherwise, I still gotta mash through this cutscene. I just know I can't finish the tutorial today. I'd rather stop at the end of Spirit Temple. Alright. So yeah. I'm going to get through this cutscene. And then pause. And I will finish the tutorial on Friday. So Friday night, I'll be back live. And I will be covering the Forest Temple in all of its entirety. As well as Ganondorf. The Tower, Trial Skip, Ganon, and Void Warp. And then I will be done making the tutorial live on Twitch. Is there anyone who's been trying to learn, who has any specific questions so far? Anything I didn't cover that people can think of that are watching? Because I would love to answer questions. If not, I'm going to find some dude to host, and I hope anyone who has been watching, this has helped you. Or will help you in the future. But I'm sure there's someone fun to host. Let's check around. I'm not gonna host a not fun person. That'd be dumb. Alright, how about I host this guy? Because he's really cool. And I plan on learning Wind Waker HD. So let's check out Linkus7. Say hello. Wait, is Sundari actually live? I would host Student Diary if he's live. Or it didn't look like he was live. No. Alright. Ignore me for a second. Alright. Everyone say hello to Linkus for me. He's an excellent Wind Waker HD runner and streamer. And have a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.